Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Your boy Tony from Cali once again. Beautiful morning, early morning. We're looking at around 4 o'clock, a little after 4 o'clock actually. Sunday morning, and voice is a little hoarse, a little sore throat there, because it's been cold out here lately. But yeah, my voice might sound a little crazy, and I'm still waking up actually as well. But we're going to do, this is going to be, I believe this is Bro Life 34, episode 34, Bro Life 34. Also, we might combine a little of the WBN, World Broadcast News, involved in this section as well. I'm not going to be behind the news desk, of course. I'm just, boom, just kicking back here at my dad's house. And that's where we at. So, Sacramento, keeping it real. And I just wanted to say that my condolences, first of all, go out to all the families and all my friends in Las Vegas for that mass shooting a couple days ago. It's been kind of like bugging me because that was like my home. That was like my home for a long time, Las Vegas. And UNLV, I'm representing, you can see I'm representing the UNLV. Yeah, I love you guys out there. I love all the students and stuff that I kind of learned to grow up, hang out with. I can't even think of the words, but my condolences go out to all the families and all my friends and stuff out there, and all the students and the faculty as well. Because UNLV was like, it seems like to me, it's almost like yesterday I was there, even though it was like 3 years ago. It went by so fast. 2019 was the last time I was at UNLV. And I used to be there every day, as you guys know my story. I was homeless and stuff for a while. And yeah, UNLV was like my home. It was actually like my home, believe it or not. I was there probably 99% of the time. It was crazy. I joined the gym membership at UNLV, and I wasn't a student, keeping it real. I wasn't a student, but it was open to the public. UNLV was open to the public, the facility, and the student union was where I stayed at most of the time, the student union, and also the recreational center or the gym. It was like $25 a month. It wasn't bad. You could go there and you could, take showers and rest, and everything was really nice. So I was there at the gym most of the time, getting my rest. We call it bro rest. You remember bro resting? Yeah, I was bro resting back in the day. So my condolences go out to all the students and faculty. I met a lot of students, met some professors and things of that nature as well. And it was just an awesome experience being out there. So I just want to say my condolences, first of all, go out to those families. I think it was 3 people that got killed. Yeah, and it was just sad. And a mass shooter. His name was Anthony Pulaski or something. I can't think of I can't remember his name. But yeah, I posted a couple stories about that in my World Broadcast episodes. But yeah. So once again, this is I dedicate this video to the UNLV staff and also the students as well. Also, okay, enough of that. Enough of the sadness. I know it's a lot of sadness. I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, UNLV was my home, and for a long time. So enough of that. I just want to say, also we're recording. Yesterday was Saturday. So I created a new project, and I'll maybe put some screenshots up later on of this project. But we're recording on a 1978, I think, 1978 to 1979 color video camera from Sony. Yep, I got that cough again. Not the COVID either. This 1979 camera that we're recording on, 1978 to 1979 camera, is the HVC 1000. And I showed you guys that in one of my last videos. It's the HVC 1000. And what I did is I created a modified extended lens camera that just goes right on the front of this camera, which is pretty neat. And I've got like a flash bracket, and then I got an extended lens that I created, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I created it because it's pretty simple and it's pretty cool, and I want to show you guys some pictures of it as well. We're using, once again, the Rode microphone for the people out there that want to know how this is done. And like I said, this is a camera from 1978, 1979, 1978, 1979. We're shooting high definition. Hopefully we're shooting 30 frames per second. I haven't checked the settings. I believe it is though. But we're using a Sony action camera. Okay? One of those little small Sony action cameras. And we took that and we built it into this extended lens. And the extended lens is made out of, are you ready? This is the funny part. It's made out of a coffee cup. But not any coffee cup. It's made out of one of those, it's a Canon coffee cup, like a lens coffee cup. You know those gifts that you give out? People give out gifts for people that are into cameras and photography and that type of thing. So it's one of those coffee cup lenses that you buy in a container. And so I took the lens and I drilled a couple holes in it and cut through the bottom of it. Still a little bit more modification, but it looks cool. And then I took the Sony action camera and I stuck it inside the coffee cup. And then I took the lens and drilled a couple more holes and then built some bracketing towards it. A couple hot shoes and all kinds of stuff to mount it. So it's mounted in front of the camera. And it's set up so that you can actually take the camera off and you can put any camera in front of this lens. So it's a modified lens. We're going to call it a broadcasting modified lens or something like that. You know, I got to put bro in there. So beyond all that, yeah, I just wanted to, I was going to talk about it yesterday. I was excited about it. I built it yesterday and I said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and shoot with this thing today. And I haven't even perfected it yet, but I said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and shoot with it. So we're shooting with a 1978 1979 HVC 1000 modified camera from Sony. This camera was from Sony, and I'm really enjoying it. It looks pretty cool. It actually looks pretty cool. So I think it's going to be like one of our main cameras that we're going to shoot with from now on. The last couple videos we were shooting with the GoPro 6, and the GoPro 6 is a great camera. I was going to put the GoPro in here, and then I said, you know what, we'll leave the GoPro where it's at. We're going to leave it where it's at. And I decided we're going to go ahead and put the Sony with Sony. Sony and Sony. Tony and Sony, the one and only. Remember that. I have a lot of Sony cameras, and Sony has always been, I don't know. It's just been an easy access camera to get, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's my favorite camera, the brand, because I have a lot of Panasonic cameras too. I've got a lot of Panasonic RCA cameras. I've got a number of RCA cameras, and so I don't really know. But Sony, I think I got more Sony cameras probably than any camera. Sony and Panasonic are pretty close, and I usually use those little Sony camcorders and stuff. And then I got a lot of off-brand cameras too, like Vivitar and stuff like that too. So just wanted to say this yesterday's project, Saturday project. I wanted to tell you, I guess we'll call it Sunday's project because we kind of completed it. We completed it yesterday, but we're filming with it today. So we call it Sunday's Flashback Broadcasting Project. It's a 1978 to 1979 HVC 1000. And I'm going to try to give you guys some screenshots later of this camera. And it just looks awesome. I've got the Rode microphone receiver right below it so I can see the audio levels. I can see the audio levels. Oh, and we're recording on the old computer. Once again, the Bromac. We're using the Bromac computer. And we're recording on OBS. We're using OBS as our recording media. So I'm just going to take this file and send it straight out. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to put it in lower thirds. I'm just going to send it straight out. And once again, the Bromac and the 1978, I should say, because I believe it's 1978. 1978 to 1979. I've seen two different articles on this camera. The HVC 1000, Sony color camera. So it's one of the earlier models. I do have the 1974 model, which is sitting over on the table right now. These cameras, like I said, I take them back to the Broadcasting Museum. I don't think we're going to be leaving them here too long, but I like to play with them. The 1974 model we haven't modified yet. And with this lens modification, I don't really have to do a big modification. All I got to do is just mount the camera, and you just put the lens right in front, and you're now set for high definition. I think it's a cool deal to do this. It's a cool idea. Sony actually came up with the lens camera back, I believe, in 2014, and they came up with a lens camera that was pretty cool, and they had several different models. It just didn't really take off, and it was very pricey at the time. That's where I kind of got the idea from. They had a camera that connected to your smartphone, and it was a lens. It was a lens that connected to your smartphone, and didn't really take off very well. I wanted to kind of get one of those. I was going to buy one of those, but then at the time they were very pricey. Like I said, they were like the lowest one was like $250, and then the better ones were in the $500 range. And then they had one that you could put interchangeable lenses on it as well. That was pretty cool. That's the one I probably would have got, but it was very pricey. So I kind of started. I looked back at that technology and I said, you know what? I can just take one of these coffee cups. Once again, this is a coffee cup, a Canon coffee cup that you buy. You can find them online, eBay, Amazon, they have them. And I just said, you know, I'm just going to put a camera inside that coffee cup. And I started off, I had a Mevo. Have you ever heard of a camera called Mevo? I had a Mevo camera in there, and that's a great camera. Only drawback to the Mevo is it doesn't have a HDMI output, so you cannot connect it into another external recording source. But it's a great camera. You know, it works off of your cell phone, and it works off of your iPad or whatever, and you can control multiple angles. Very, very cool camera. I have a couple of Mevos now. But I said, you know what? I want something that can go straight into OBS, record the file, and then send it out. And Mevo is a great camera too. You just can't see what you're recording unless you use a smartphone or something. And I don't know, I might build another one of those later. But I used to have a Mevo camera in here for a long time. Mevo camera used to fit perfectly in here. You have to take off the bottom plate in order for it to fit. And then after that, I started playing around with another action camera. I think it's called WAS. It's called WAS. And I had the WAS camera in here yesterday. The WAS camera was built in here. I was going to use the WAS camera. And it has a clean HDMI output. But I decided not to use it because I said I'm going to keep Sony with Sony. I'm going to keep Sony with Sony. And I found this action camera. This action camera was actually donated to me. It was given to me. This is the time when I was homeless. Yeah, I was homeless. And I was at Starbucks. We're probably looking at 2017, 2018. And two guys came up to me, and they saw that I was playing around with cameras all the time. I used to bring my little cameras to Starbucks all the time. And they was like, hey, I found this, man. They were from somewhere. I forgot. They had an accent and everything. And they said, I found this. I got this camera. It's broken, but I think you can use it. I think you can use it. And here I am now using it like 5 years later. I happened to take the camera. I said, you know what? This camera is going to come in. It's going to come into play one day. And the only thing that was broke with the camera was the switch. It's a push button switch on the back of the camera. It's an action camera. And the switch was busted. And I was like, they said, well, if you open it up, you can take a small pen or a needle or something, and you can turn it on that way. So it's turned on. It's like turned on permanently now. I mean, I'm not going to turn it off because it's hard to get out of this coffee mug or whatever you want to call it. It's like a coffee mug. So I just left it on. I left it on all night. And I wanted to see if it was going to like shut off or anything like that. Because a lot of times in the menu systems, you have to turn your cameras where they, they'll shut off or whatever. So it's on an on position, and it's been recording all night. I'm not recording, but it's been on. So that's what we're recording on. And the name of the action camera is it's a Sony action camera AS100, I think, AS100V. The camera was probably like $300 back in the day, $350 or something like that. It was competing with the GoPro. I think it was competing with the GoPro 3 at that time. So that tells you how old it is. They don't have GoPro 3s no more. I mean, they do, but what everybody's trying to get a GoPro 12 or something like that now. So this is just to kind of show you, one man's, what do you call it? One man's trash is another man's treasure. One man's junk is another man's treasure. You've heard of that. And like I said, this was given to me like 5 years ago. And here I am now using it on a 1978 to 1979 Sony color camera. So we've taken Sony and we've combined the technology. And that's something that I like to do. So I just wanted to say, like I said always before, my motto is use what you have. Don't stress on what you don't have. A lot of things are happening in this world. And there's a lot of stories I want to cover, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I will tell you, I tell everybody, get right with God. Stay focused. I get up this morning and I'm praying. And I'm just praying for, praying for the right things and not the wrong things. A lot of people are praying for, I want a big house, I want a nice car, I want this, I want that. And, I'm just thankful to be alive. I love my little toys and my hobbies, but just being alive and being able to have senses, to be able to, like I said, to be able to feel, to be able to touch, to be able to walk, talk, see, hear, think. Those are the things that we should be praying and be thankful for. We're not even thankful for those things. It seems like we just kind of bypass those things and we pray for so many other things. We want cars and luxury, and we want security, instead of thanking God for the basic things like a roof over my head and a bed. Waking up, I got a roof over my head and a bed. I say it all the time. But beyond that, it's like I was watching a guy the other day. He was 76 years old. This is part of World Broadcast News. An older gentleman, he was 76 years old, and he was attacked by some dogs. And they had to amputate his legs. And he said, man, you don't know. And he sat there, and I guess he's talking to his wife. And he told his wife, he said, you don't know what it's like not to be able to feel your feet. They amputated his legs. And he's looking down, and he has no feeling down there anymore. So, and the reason I'm bringing that story up is because we take for granted what we already have sometimes. There's a lot of other cases. A lot of people have got killed this week, and I report those stories through World Broadcast News. I'm not going to go through each and every scenario. There's young couples. I think it was a young couple got shot in their car a couple of days ago. Then there's people getting shot in their apartments, and there was a 9-year-old girl that got killed in a drive-by shooting or gang shooting like a week ago or a couple of weeks ago. And it's like so many people are taking for granted what they really have. They're not looking, they're not thinking. A lot of people are not thinking. So I just make this video to, I guess, let everybody be more aware of not just their surroundings, but just be thankful and be grateful for life. Life is more precious than we realize it. A lot of lives that are being taken at these mass shootings and stuff like that, I'm sure those people wasn't thinking that they were going to lose their life that day. But they did. And it's like, just be thankful. When you wake up, be thankful for your life. No matter how much money you're making per year or per month and all that stuff, that doesn't matter. Be thankful for each day, like today, Sunday morning, today is the 10th. Waking up, be thankful for this day. And that's what I wanted to say. And, I give my life to Christ, give my life to Jesus Christ. And I just, I pray I'll tell you this, I pray to be more holy, to be more righteous, I pray for those things rather than riches. I used to pray for riches. I used to want houses and cars and all that kind of stuff. I know what it's like, especially if you're out there gambling. I don't gamble anymore. I keep telling people that. They keep sending me notes in my inbox and talking about, do I gamble? I say, no, I don't gamble anymore. Okay. I pray for holiness. My mom used to always tell me before she passed, son, be holy. Son, be holy. That's the most important thing. Be holy. Be righteous. Try to live like Jesus lived, treat people right, be kind to people, that type of thing. And like I said, I gave my life to Christ, so I pray to him for everything, everything through Jesus Christ. And whether I'm eating something, a cookie, whatever, thank you for this food in Jesus Christ, in Jesus' name. And I'm always trying to stay holy. Holy is the thing, and I want to stay holy to the end of my last breath. I want to be holy no matter what I have, or because, like I said, I know we are spiritual beings. I know you guys don't want to hear all this. A lot of people don't want to hear all this. I don't care. We're spiritual beings, so when we leave this body, we're going to have another body later on. We're going to have a glorified body, and people don't realize that. So this is not the end of our existence. This is the time to just basically, realize where you are and admit and surrender yourself to Christ. I tell everybody, surrender yourself to Christ. You can believe in a whole lot of other things, but when this is all over in the end, you're the one that's going to, deal with the consequences. A lot of people want to live their life and party and do all these different things, and you can do all that, but when it comes down to the end of your life, you better get right with God. So I surrender myself, and I continue to try to do better every day. I make mistakes, and I'm not perfect, and I'm not trying to condemn and put other people down. A lot of things that I may say, you may not agree with. That's okay. And we're talking about censorship. I think that's what they call it. Monetization. I don't get monetized. I'm not monetized anymore. So, people, they tell people subscribe and all this kind of stuff to my, you can be a subscriber. That's great. But I don't get paid anymore on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to put that out there just like that. I used to get paid on my YouTube channel, not that much. Like I said, probably $100 every 3 months. And it's like, now I don't even get that because they took me off because probably some things I said. I don't care. You can't talk about COVID. You can't talk about, I don't know, you can't say certain words and they'll censor you. They'll ban you. I don't know how it works. YouTube strikes. So I think I got YouTube strikes. And I'm not eligible for whatever monetization. So I don't get monetization. So I'll tell you once again, don't hate, don't wait, donate. If you want to donate, please donate. If you like any of the stuff that I've been telling you about this morning or last week, please donate, as I need your help. It helps me to, pay some bills. It helps me to make these videos, create these projects. Once again, I try to give you guys some gems out there, throw some stuff out there, tell you how I made this camera with the coffee cup. Nobody would have thought about that, right? Yeah, a coffee cup and an action camera. And it doesn't have to be a Sony action camera. You could use a off-brand, cheap, whatever, action camera. I just wanted to keep Sony with Sony. So it's kind of cool. You look back and reflect. You go, okay, that camera came out in 2015, and this camera is from 1979. We're going to combine and put those two cameras together. Yeah, I really enjoy this. So if you like any of this kind of stuff, you like projects, you want to learn how to do any of this type of stuff, maybe I'll do a step-by-step later on, a tutorial on how I did something. I just basically use a Dremel. I dremeled out a certain section and put the action camera in there, and all the cables are coming in from the bottom. You got your microphone input, and then you got your power, and then you got your HDMI out, and they all come in from the bottom of this action camera. It's a weird action camera. It doesn't have a quarter 20. It doesn't have any quarter 20 mount, so you can't mount it to a tripod. It's really weird unless you have it in a case. I don't have a case for it. It was just handed to me. This camera was just handed to me in 2018, like I said, by two gentlemen. gave it to me. I remember when they gave it to me, and people that watched this video, my boy Harry, he was with me when they handed it to me at Starbucks on 215 in Las Vegas when I was going to UNLV, okay, when I was homeless. So, yeah, this camera was handed to me like 5 years ago, and now I'm using it. So I'm very excited to be using it. And I hold on to things. People give me things special when it comes to technology. I hold on to it, and I call it, I use it on a rainy day. I'll build some kind of project on a rainy day. It wasn't raining yesterday, but it was sprinkling, I think, the day before. And I was like, I just sit around and try to tinker around with things, and it seems to be working okay. So with all that, I love you guys. Peace and love. Once again, get right with God. Commit yourself. Be born again. People don't believe in that. They say be born again, and that's the only way to, enter into the kingdom. Be born again. You have to be born again. You physically be born again, but you have to be born again. Submit to Christ. So I just wanted to put that out there. I love you guys. Be holy. And once again, don't hate. Don't wait. Go to my Cash App, $Tony McDew. It's $Tony McDew. That's my Cash App if you want to donate anything. And I love you guys out there. And condolences once again to all the UNLV staff and students that attend UNLV. And I love you guys all out there. And I think that's it. So don't hate, don't wait, donate. Cash App, Tony McDew, because I love you. And we out.